Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
Hello. Welcome back to Beyond Health and Wellness Conversations with Dr. Rich. I'm your host, and with me today is our one and only energetic and very inspiring nurse MJ, who was with us in our first season, and now we are in our season 2. And she pops in and out of our session and our episodes, and now she is here gracing our podcast for today. So, good morning, MJ.
Yeah, good evening
Good
and good
evening.
morning. Yeah, good evening, Dr. Rich. Good evening, everyone. Good morning to our viewers from the Philippines.
Yes.
Diba? I'm so glad to be back on your show, Dr. Rich. And it's an honor to be with you. I know that you are very informational in all your shows and you just help people become better and become more, you know, conscious about their health and wellness. And I just love this show because you're making a difference in the lives of our viewers.
Thank
So
you.
I'm so glad to be here
Thank
with you
MJ.
today.
We are live today, broadcasting all the way from Houston. In fact, we're really in Pearland,
Uh-huh.
Houston area, and in MJ's station. Isn't
Well,
that great? It's good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my little studio. Yeah, welcome everyone. So this is episode 8.
Episode
Okay.
8 of our season 2. And today's episode is entitled Aligning Your Energy, the Power of Intention and Frequency. We will talk about that largely. There are 3 segments for this podcast, and we are live. You can view us in
Facebook.
Facebook,
Okay.
Twitch, YouTube.
Too. And stream that Lawin that
Yeah.
live. And of course, if they miss the live show, they can
They can have
listen to the podcasts on a Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and a lot more. So
Apple.
yeah,
Apple
Apple Podcast.
Podcast.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So if you miss this live show, you can even watch it later because as soon as we're done, it's going to be available on all those different platforms. Okay, so
And you can tell I'm not from Houston as frequently as I'd like to be by the jacket I'm wearing, but Houston brings the heat. And so it's a hot topic for us to talk about today about energy and how do we align our energy and how do we harness the power of intention and frequency. As you
mhm.
can tell, even our podcast, MJ, we are very intentional. We know what topics to talk about. We know why we're talking about it, and we know what kind of audience we understand that will have a open heart to receive the messages that we send them, because we have to be intentional and we want to be able to align to what kind of energy we want to project. And right now, I heard we have 13,000 viewers and followers for this podcast. And I heard there are people who are listening or following us in Dubai, as far as Dubai, as far as the Middle East, like we have Saudi Arabia, in Saudi Arabia, specifically in Riyadh, but also in Mindanao. I heard that there are some things going on in Mindanao. Please be cautious about yourselves there, peace and order and everything.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're in good hands as well. But
Yeah.
all over the country in the Philippines and here in Texas also.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you just said of being intentional, Dr. Rich,
Yes.
I actually want to share because I just came back from Orlando last night. I attended a Day to Grow by John Maxwell. And one of the topics that he actually discussed is about intention, and which is so timely. We didn't even
We talk
talk
about
about it. We didn't even talk
yeah.
about what we're going to be talking about tonight. But yeah, he said there's nothing that happens by accident. You have to be intentional if you want to grow deeper. It's growing is uphill, right?
Yes.
You gotta do that effort, put that effort, because if you don't, I mean, again, as I said, nothing happens by accident. For you to become better and become the best version of yourself, and for you to grow every day, you have to set the intention.
Whew, I feel
Yes.
the heat already. So, last episode, we were talking about vibrational awareness. We
Mhm.
want to be aware about the kind of energy we project, and that's our vibration. Where we are is showing us the results all over the place. What
Mhm.
you see right now is actually a result of your of vibration, things you see already inside of you. They are manifestations, if you will, of the things that you've been thinking, imagining, and seeing. And so now, when you are guarding that awareness, you want to be in that level of awareness where you know what's around you. You
Mhm.
want to be able to just not live it as it is, but really point it into the direction you want to point it to. So
Mhm.
that is aligning that and being intentional about what kind of alignment you are heading to. And we always start with our health, very important. When we talk about our health, how do we align our vibration in our health in order to achieve what we want or enjoy what we think we want to enjoy? For
Mhm.
example, excellent health, right? Avoiding sugar. Here we go again. Avoiding sugar.
Absolutely.
We can't avoid sugar if we're thinking of sugar the whole time, because that's not being in alignment. What we are aligning our vibrational energy is towards sugar, because that's what you're thinking.
Mhm.
And even if you don't like it, if you're thinking about it, it will happen to you.
Yes. And talking about vibrations, there are two things, right? It's either you are in a low vibration when all those negative thoughts and feelings and all that are actually going on inside you. That's when you know you're in a low vibration. But high vibration or higher vibration aligns with or
Yes.
is congruent with your energy, your positivity, right? So whenever you walk into a room, I bet we all experience that, right? Have you, like, when you walk into a room, you just feel it, how low or high the vibration
Yes.
is,
Yes.
right? And it just affects you. It does affect you.
It has.
But you have the power actually to own it and claim it. If you want to be the one that want to spread that high vibration, then no matter what vibration you feel in the room, just go and like express a
Yeah.
higher one,
Yeah.
so you can make a better, you can set a better tone in your environment.
And you have to,
Yeah.
that's why you have to be intentional, because you
Mm-hmm.
never know what
Mm-hmm.
kind of energy is expressed out there. You enter into a room, but if you are in a high vibration, you affect that. But
Mm-hmm.
also, if you enter into a room and you are in a low vibration, you get affected by what's high there.
Mm-hmm.
High or low doesn't mean it's good or bad. When it's
Mm-hmm.
high, it's good. When it's low, it's bad. It's not like that. It depends on the force that's in there. If the bad is stronger, you get affected by it. Somebody says, if you the person who stops a negative energy is affected by it. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to stop it, you want to let it go, because you are having your own flow that you want to others to influence, that you want to project. So if there is a high vibration that is negative, you can get affected by it if your vibration is low, no matter if it is positive. So you'd have to be the high vibration, but you have to be a positive vibration that influence. You see that in meetings.
Yeah.
I think we have viewers that have meetings, in their leadership role
Mhm.
in organizations. When you get into a room, you can sense who is powerful in this room. You can sense that, MJ.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And again, as you have said, if you have that high positive vibration, you are able to release, right? Release and let go of the
Yes.
negative vibration
Yes.
that's going on
Yes.
in the room. And that's how you can influence. And as you said, it's connected to intention. Because if you set that intention that wherever you go, you're just going to make a positive, high vibration effect on the people around you, then you have the power to do that. But
Yes.
if you don't have that intention, you will be the one to be pulled into whatever situation is going on,
Correct.
right?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why intention is very important. So
Mm-hmm.
they need to we need to be able to understand the intention and frequency. We
Mm-hmm.
want to be able to know what is our intention, why are we doing what we're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
then we want to in which frequency. In our past episodes, we talk about different levels of awareness. So it's
Mm-hmm.
actually
Oh yeah, I remember that.
you remember that.
Yeah, I truly remember that. That was so good.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the lower frequency is what mass frequency, which
Yeah.
is the instinct of the
Yeah, the
masses, which
animal
is the
instinct.
yes,
Yes.
fight or flight. That's
Uh-huh.
all you do. Either you
Yeah.
fight. If you can't fight, you just leave. You just flight. You just disappear. You need to go away because it's an instinct of the of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up higher.
Higher
You go
like
up higher.
awareness,
Yes.
and yeah, you have self-awareness now, and then yeah, different levels.
Different levels.
And then the highest one is mastery.
Yes,
Yeah,
you are
which
master of that frequency.
yes.
You're really there. But
Mhm.
here is the thing about frequency, since we're talking about frequency in a way, and it's vibration. So the first law of success is actually the law of vibration, right?
Mhm.
Is the
Mhm.
major law. The second to that is the law of attraction. How do you say, well, I attracted that, I attracted this dream or this vision or this goal, I attract. You attracted something to you because you are in that vibration. So goals is not for getting. You
Mhm.
don't achieve a goal. The goal is for growing. You grow into that level of vibration. When you get there, that's when there are things that's happening to you because you got there. For
Mhm.
example, you want to be a leader, you don't find or a time when and wait when you become a leader. Be the leader right now. When you are in that vibration, you get the attraction that things will happen to you because you are living, moving, and being a leader. So
Mhm.
that's what you want in vibrational energy.
Yes, yes. And unless you lead, right? Unless you lead, you never know how to, yeah,
You gotta be doing it now.
doing it
You
now.
have to be
Take action.
yes, yes.
Yeah, and again, going back to what you were saying, when again, whatever you put your mind into, it will really happen. And you attract what you think, right? So if you're thinking, oh, life is miserable, life is like everything is a failure, or it's
Yeah.
so hard, I can't get over this. It's like if that's all we're thinking and just letting sink into our mind, into our heart, that's what's gonna happen. That's what we're gonna attract. But if you have that feeling or mindset of abundance, right?
That's where you are.
That's where
That's where
you.
you are. That's where your
Mhm.
vibration is. I think, MJ, we will take a break and then we will come back. And this is an exciting topic that we will talk about. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Beyond Health and Wellness podcast. We will be back after a few moments of our commercial break.
All right, we're
We're
back.
back.
That's so cool. I'm just enjoying it, Dr.
Me,
Rich.
me too.
Yeah, I
And I
know. I
guess
just
it
like
is the energy that's vibrating between two people or several
and
kinds of people that gather together. You just add to that energy, and that's why it's very strong.
plus,
If our listeners would be here, they could feel that energy, MJ.
I know, right? So, for all of you, if you are watching, please give us your comments. And if you have any questions, just let us know and we will try our best to answer them. But other than the vibration that really makes the tone or sets the tone of a situation, Dr. Rich, I know that we're just reviewing from the previous
Yes,
episodes,
yes,
right?
yes.
That we also have the hormones, the good hormones operating in our body, right? Like our dopamine. So,
Yeah.
like, that's why we feel good because we enjoy what we're doing. I mean, this is if you are doing your passion like this, I mean, both of us, Dr. Rich and I, we love doing this. That's why we're having a good time and our good hormones are expressing.
And speaking
And-
of having a good time, we're doing this.
yes.
I have a speaking engagement that
Uh-huh.
I love to do,
Mm-hmm.
and this probably for this year. This is my second time for this organization to present something,
Mm-hmm.
but this is probably the only. If I would have the only chance of doing this, this would be it. And it
Okay.
is the Becker's meeting. The Becker's healthcare meeting is very important because it is attended by all kinds of leaders. I would say all leaders in the healthcare industry in the United States and the world, and they gather together. I think we have a slide to show that.
Yeah.
And we
Maybe.
are talking about here a discussion of different kinds of topics that involve leadership. And you can sense that since we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
being intentional, vibrational awareness, and if you want to lead, if you want to succeed, where are you in that vibration? I could sense that in this conference, this is going to be held in Chicago.
Okay.
And it's
Cool.
like, it's a month from now. I
Okay.
think I'm just so excited that this happens. And earlier, they asked me if I could talk about, listen to this, it is safety concerns or safety precautions
Mm-hmm.
on elite healthcare industries. That's where I was, and I had to beg. I said, that's good. I do want to talk about social determinants of health. And
Mm-hmm.
so they adjusted my topic so that I will talk about social determinants of health.
Mm-hmm.
And here we
There
go.
you
So,
go.
yes,
Wow.
this is the 15th year that this Becker's Healthcare is holding an annual meeting, and this is attended by over 3,000 executive level attendees. I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably the lowest in this attendee, and there are over 200 sessions. But this one is very important in this topic, MJ,
Mm-hmm.
because when you attend a gathering like this with a lot of executives, especially in healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
you would be very safe. You would feel very healthy. I think the food is healthy itself, the environment, the energy, and all of that. But my topic during this conference is about the future of social determinants of health. I'm talking about what is it that affects us while we're out there in the community,
Mm-hmm.
and where does hospital fits in? What does hospital serve or offer to serve in the what is the health condition of a particular community.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have, if we go around the country and we look at what kind of disease, common disease conditions are admitted in this particular healthcare facility, you can sense, let's say, they're very good in there's a lot of cases for colonoscopy. What
Mm-hmm.
does that mean in the public, in the community? That means there must be some issues about health in terms of what are they eating, the kind of food. Was it the vegetables? Was it sugar? Here we go again, the sugar. And what kind of dynamics do they have as far as their grocery
Mm-hmm.
is concerned, the preservatives, all those kinds of things. We factor that in to determine
Mm-hmm.
the health condition of that. So it's
Of the
very,
community.
yes, it's
Oh, that's
very interesting.
interesting. Because, like, yeah, like in a hospital system or in the community hospital, whatever are the most common illnesses that happens in that community, you are actually determining the different
Yes.
factors that are affecting
Yes.
the
Yes.
results that you're seeing. Wow, that's quite interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for example, I
Yeah.
have this study, so we might as well talk about this. I have this study about whether or not we are going to do urology. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a service line for a hospital
Mm-hmm.
involving the urinary
Yeah.
system.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this urology program, and I'm studying what are we sharing to this community? What are we offering to this community? To do they really have a problem?
Mm-hmm.
And they have, and then it shows, but it's not every community, it's only
Mm-hmm.
different kinds of community. So I looked and I said, well, there is a different kind of vibrational energy that is present in one community that
Uh-huh.
is not present in
In
another
other
community,
communities.
and we
Yes.
have to address those. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a very important topic, because we say, okay, eat the right kind of food, sleep, avoid sugar, but then there's a different kind of population that doesn't necessarily do that,
Mm-hmm.
or they did that without the vibrational awareness. They just did it without consciously knowing it. And then how does it affect their uh, not just health, but their life overall,
Mm-hmm.
the kind
Yep.
of job they do,
Mm-hmm.
all those kinds of things.
Yeah, the lifestyle. If they're,
Yes.
if there's so many things. Healthcare is so there's so many facets of healthcare. And talking about this topic in that, your upcoming speaking engagement would be really good, because it will help the hospital system address the different problems within the community. And that's how, right? That's what
Yes.
we use data for.
Yes.
Sometimes we do so much research, but what is it there for if we're not doing anything
Right.
about
Right.
it?
Right.
Right?
Also, the other
Yeah.
factor is that some of the hospitals will just say, "Oh, we have a robotic technology in our operating room," and so it feels like it's very glamorous.
Hmm.
But does it really address what is needed there?
In the community.
Yes.
Hmm.
So we have a great, let's say, orthopedic surgery
Uh-huh.
kind of service lines, but it is a far off community, and there are no cars there. There are no accidents going on as far as orth- orthopedic is concerned. So it's not addressing the community.
Yes,
But
what
does
the
it feel
need.
like it's good
Uh-huh.
in the hospital? We have this kind of thing, but it's not addressing the needs of the community. So
Hmm.
I just thought it's related to what kind of frequent, where are we? Are we aware in the kind of frequency we're in, so that we can attract the kind of results we want to get? So
Yeah, and you can provide the much needed service, yeah, in the community. I think that's what it's there for, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah, so we have all these different technological advancements in healthcare, but you're right. Do we really need those? What are the needs? It should be need based. Yeah. So we're
that's
discussing
very
this is so good.
good.
Yeah.
I'm learning from you, MJ. So to our viewers, if you have questions, if you have comments, or your personal experiences, wherever you are, we welcome your comments. Let us know. Give
Mhm.
us a little chat or comments in, if you are watching in our replays in our podcast at some point in time in the future. Give us some comments, or directly communicate to us, and we'll be happy to acknowledge you, or make answers to your questions. Now, remember, this is a podcast that we share messages, we share insights here. But if you have real, ongoing health issues, please see
Sick.
your,
Yeah.
or seek professional guidance, and see
Yes.
your primary care or whoever professional for that. This is not this place, okay? We're not doing consultations here.
Yeah,
We're
this is
talking.
for informational
Yes.
and entertainment
Yeah.
purposes. Just kidding.
I like that
Yeah,
part.
informational
Entertainment.
entertainment
Yeah.
purposes
We're going
only.
beyond here. We're going beyond health, and we're
And
going beyond
wellness.
wellness,
Wellness.
right? We're going into the vibrational energy we want to
Yes.
people to
Now,
experience.
talking about that, no matter, okay, again, we're talking about intention and vibration, right? But without action, without action, it's futile, right? If you don't do anything about your situation, then nothing will change.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to also understand the law of action.
Yes. And in fact,
Yes.
if we talk about that in relation to that, MJ, I think that, well, then you are not intentional in the beginning because you
Yeah.
didn't do action.
Yes.
So it has, because you're intentional, you cannot help but get action, make action, step into it because you want it. That's why I have a few leaders in my organization, and they want to be leaders, and I said you have to want it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want it, and then they experience some rough roads along the way, and then they come to me and said, well, I want to do this, and they don't listen to me. And then I come to you, and then I know what you will tell me, because you will tell me, then I'll fix myself. And then start laughing. Okay, so what do you want me to tell you? Well, I know that you will tell me fix yourself, but it's not me that needs to be fixed. It's them that's fixed. And then I do anything. I just, okay, go ahead and do something. And after some time, they come back to me. It's all fixed. I
Mm-hmm.
said, so what did you do? I fixed myself. It all comes
Mm-hmm.
back, but you need
Yes.
to want it. You need to make some actions in it in order to make it happen.
Yeah,
So
and going back again to that, some people, they want to become this, they want to become better, they have the intention, they do action and everything, but we got to prepare ourselves to that. It's not a smooth sailing thing. I mean,
yes,
you expect that there are going to be challenges, expect that there are going to be like struggles along the
yes,
way, but don't give up. Don't give up. You're not going to get there in just one shot. Nothing
yes,
happens like that in life. Whatever you want, what you want to lead, you want to become, like follow your dream and your passion, you want to just write a book or speak or whatever you want to do. If you do take the action, just be prepared too that you might be derailed because there might be some obstacles along the way, but don't give up. Just keep going. Yeah, you adjust to this. Yeah, right?
yes. I think
Adjustment.
that's the third one we want to talk about,
Yes,
MJ.
adjustment.
Yes, when you get there, you don't stay there, because when
Mhm.
you get comfortable, it's a very dangerous place to be at. So you don't really, if you feel comfortable already, now you have to adjust. You have to make movement. You have to make actions again, because things can happen. And the challenge actually is, how quick can you make adjustments?
Mhm.
How quick can you adjust when you make errors or you make something wrong?
Mhm.
So it's our ability to do that for a leader. And I'm sure MJ has all this kinds of background. For a leader, you want to be able to make quick decisions, but also but very slow to change it if you ever have to change it. Because a leader, you just have to do it. You gotta keep
Yeah.
going. You make
Mhm.
that decision to a point where that decision might be a mistake. And it is important to be able to understand, when you make a mistake, that means that tells you you are moving, and you can just adjust along the way.
Yes, and those are part, okay? Any mistakes, failures, errors, those are part of growing, right? I think we need to go on a short
Yes.
break again.
we'll,
Okay.
we'll be right back. This
Yes,
is Beyond
yes.
Health and Wellness. We're live here in Houston, and we'll be back to you. Don't
After
go
a
away.
short break.
Yes.
Okay.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lon sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights, and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
All right, we're back
We
again.
are back.
This is so exciting. I'm just enjoying it. I love it.
Okay, MJ,
Yeah.
share to us your thoughts.
Well, again, we were talking about adjustment, right? And nothing is set. Even if you have a goal in mind, I mean, just be flexible because things change. Okay. Things change. That's just the reality of life. And adversities will come, but always remember those adversities are part of the journey. And actually, adversities are a privilege because without those, we're not gonna grow. As you said, if you become comfortable at your situation, that means you need to push harder and elevate your experience. That means that you're stagnant, you're not growing anymore. So you have to be adjustable, adaptable, flexible, all those things. Because if your life is this flat and you're just comfortable, I know some people, they may be okay with that, but every day is a great day to grow. I mean, don't be like don't settle being a mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are all born with something great in us, with something special in us, with a calling, with a purpose, with a passion, with a meaningful pursuit. And oh my, I can go on and on about this
This
because
is really
I
true,
just,
and I'm
yeah,
enjoying that.
yeah.
One time I just remember that if we are not moving forward, we are not stopping either. We are moving backward. But we're
Mm-hmm,
not stopping. There's no such thing as stop in life. We are constantly moving.
mm-hmm,
That's why it's a frequency. It's constant. There's always a vibration. For example, this is the microphone, and this microphone is solid.
mm-hmm,
That only means that the vibration of this particular material is so fast
mm-hmm,
that you can feel it. But when
mm-hmm,
it is not as fast, like the air, for example, they're wide, they have
mm-hmm.
movements, but they are all moving. Every
Yes.
single thing is moving. If
Mm-hmm,
you see a dead body, a person who passed, and then that dead body is just a few moments after the life left, that body will be the same weight as it was alive, because it's not the spirit, it's the entire
mm-hmm. The
the
physical
corpse,
body,
right?
yeah.
But at that moment when that body is there, it's not stopping, it's deteriorating
Mm-hmm,
until it goes into ashes. But that's not what we want. We want to keep going, right? So that's why the energy that we have has a purpose in it, and we want to utilize it for movement. And
mm-hmm.
that movement is movement forward to get to a place where we
Yes,
want to be.
absolutely. But then we understand, okay, being, I mean, having said that, we understand that there are moments in our lives where we feel drained
Yeah.
with our energy.
Yeah.
Now that's when we have to think of ways to reset, recalibrate, and renew.
Yes.
Right, Dr. Rich?
Yes.
So now let's give them some tips or some ways to reset, recalibrate, and renew. Oh my God, I'm learning. See?
What's the first
This
one,
one.
MJ?
Well, first, we can pause and observe, right? Take a pause. What's like, I think we have to come to a moment, like just be present in the moment and take a pause and analyze or examine. Let's examine ourselves. Let's examine the moment. Let's examine what's going on. Because if we don't pause and observe what's going on, sometimes we can just easily fall because we're not being conscious about
Yes.
what's going on in the environment.
And I like
Yeah.
that because sometimes we are moving so fast.
Mhm.
Remember that time when we hear people saying, you are moving so fast, but you are moving so fast in the wrong direction.
Direction. Uh-huh.
So then you can easily arrive in the direction or in the destination you don't want to be. That's
Mhm.
why there's a need pause. Are you still in the right road? Are you still in the right direction?
Mhm.
It's the autopilot kind of thing, because
Yes.
when we master, we're very familiar with the things we do it automatically without thinking. And then when something is wrong, and I always tell people, I say, well, you need to pause in order to make sure you know if you're still on the right track.
That's right. That's right. That's very important, because we may think that we're moving, because we're doing all these things, and we're doing just, we feel like we're busy, we're doing action, we're taking right, left and right, but are we actually doing the things that serve us? That's the question,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you're right, you have to pause and observe, are we really doing the things that are actually helping us to become the better version of ourselves?
Correct.
That is a question that we need to ask ourselves when we feel like, oh my god, I'm so busy, but busy doesn't mean that you're actually doing something worthy or worthwhile.
And you can also, you can burn out,
Oh
and you can
yeah.
also
Mm-hmm.
have a breakdown on
Mm-hmm.
that, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
You just imagine if you are cutting woods, for example, keep sawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cutting, just busy cutting
Yeah.
wood without stopping to sharpen the saw that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're driving and you're driving and you're driving and you're driving. Eventually, you can't drive anymore if you don't stop to refuel or
Mm-hmm.
check your tires
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So there's really a time for us to really pause and
And
observe
observe.
what's going on.
Yes,
That's
wow.
what
I
I like.
love that. I love that because it's a great reminder for not just our viewers, but for
For
us as
us,
well.
yes.
That's why sometimes we just have to step back and learn to say no, and just to focus on what we need to do that actually help us become, live the life that we want to live. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily that we don't want to be part of all those things, it's just that, is it serving us? Because
Yes.
if it doesn't serve us, it's not going to serve the people around
Either.
us.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree. I run marathon. I try to run
Mm-hmm.
marathon once every year. So along before I do that, I train. But
Mm-hmm.
really what that tells me when I run the marathon is that it, you can't run 26.2 miles straight through without refueling,
Mm-hmm.
and your energy will be drained, your muscle will have that muscle breakdown, and it feels like you've hit a wall at a certain number of miles that you've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way in a marathon, what's the good thing about running a marathon, because it's in almost every mile there is food, snacks,
I
sugar,
haven't done one, so I
water,
don't know.
banana, they give
Yeah.
you oranges, so
Uh-huh.
it refuels, it replenishes. And in
Yeah.
fact, in your training, if we, for the serious trainers for marathon, they have those uh, energy gels that they
Yeah.
just put in their mouth so that
Okay.
it sustains them while they're running. You
Mm-hmm.
can't run straight through and feel good about it. It's going to be taxing and it's draining. That's why there is a refuel. You have to stop and refuel. When you say stop, it's not like you stop and not doing anything. It's you're refueling. You're still moving into that direction. You just make sure that you have everything you need in order to get to the destination that you intend to
Yeah,
achieve.
and that is the same true with life.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So next
Yes.
up.
What's next?
So pause and observe is the first one that you can renew, recalibrate, and just reset
Yeah.
your energy, right? The second one is energy detox. So how do you do that, Dr. Rich? How do you detox from the toxic people in your life? No,
I don't know. You
no,
tell
it's
me, MJ.
energy. No, energy detox. Well, talking about energy detox physically is like just taking a
Yeah,
yeah,
day off.
yeah,
You know, ladies
yeah,
and
take a
gentlemen,
break.
just to put
Yeah,
that gossip out, MJ is taking a detox for 1 week.
yeah,
So that's why she has a lot of energy today.
yes, you just have to take a break because it's very important. Otherwise, again, we talked about burnout, or another term for burnout is compassion fatigue. You don't want to get there because this life, it's all about compassion. We are like, we are human beings. We are born to be compassionate. But if we run out of energy and we don't have that, and we just are tired and fatigued and all that, we cannot function to the best of our
Because
selves. Yeah.
there are energies that drain the energy that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there is a law. After the law of vibration, you have the law of attraction. So those kinds of energies, there are other energies that attract to that, and it drains it out from
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are those? For example, you spend too much time scrolling, right? You are making
Mm-hmm.
Mark Zuckerberg, every time you scroll, he gets a million, but then
Yeah.
you get the fatigue, right? But you're helping him because you really want him to be rich, right? That's why you scroll every day. You scroll as long as you can until
Mm-hmm.
you run out of energy. It drains you. So
Mm-hmm.
when we say energy detox, that's a joke, by the way. That's just for us to pay attention. But when
But
you
it's true
it's
though. One of the things is, yeah, you can just put down, like when you try to detox from all these things around you that are not serving you and that are just making you drain and become fatigued, then take them away for a
put that
while.
down,
Take a
yes.
break, put them
Put that
down.
phone.
Put that
Put
phone
that phone.
down.
Let's make that clear, MJ. It's the phone we are talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's put
put
that.
that phone down.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Go for a break. Go enjoy nature. I think nature is very
Well, that will be
refreshing.
our third part.
Okay, refreshing. I'm going ahead, right? I'm going ahead, but
Because we're really going there. So
yes.
when we say energy detox, we mean that we are going to put away the energy that's draining us. For
Mm-hmm.
example, your phone, stop. Maybe it's your food. Stop eating that. And
Yes.
then after that, when we do that, we have the step three
Mm-hmm.
for our s- s- sharing, which is the infusion of the energy.
Yes, that's, ooh, I love that. Infusion of the energy. So what do we do to infuse or replace the things that you took out of you with
Yes.
something that have value?
Because you used it.
Something
You
that
use
have
the
value.
energy for movement. So you
Mm-hmm.
move into a certain amount or certain distance, or let's say certain progress in your life. Now you've used that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need to refuel. You infuse new sets of energy that you need. How
Mm-hmm.
do we do this?
Well, to me, Dr. Rich,
Yes.
what I do every day, I don't know if I've shared it with you, but I've been a member of this a day, not a day to grow, but growth day app. I have this, and I just learn from it every day. I continually feed myself with positive
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I continually do
That's
that.
I think that's a great example,
Mm-hmm.
MJ, to
Mm-hmm.
infuse energy infusion. You infuse in terms of getting those inspiration.
Yes.
You get those great moments. You do yoga, you do
Oh,
meditation, you do
absolutely.
gratitude.
I'm so, you would be proud of me, Dr.
Why?
Rich. I've been doing my meditation consistently. I also enrolled at Dynamic Fitness. I have my own personal trainer. I'm getting addicted to working out. Well,
That's
we already are on our third break again,
we
but it's so nice. We're gonna
we will
continue
talk
about
about
that.
that. We will
Yeah.
talk about when the comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Beyond Health and Wellness. We're live here in Houston. We'll be right back after a few moments.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
There you go.
We're
We're
back.
back. Yes, I was telling Dr. Rich earlier. I mean, I know he's proud of me. Cuz I truly am at that stage or phase of my life where I really want to focus on the things that will make me a better person, like a better friend, a better mom, a better wife, a better uh, employee, a better colleague, a better, I just want to be better. And I've been doing that. Like I'm so focused now on also improving my health because to me, I mean, if I am not healthy, if I'm sick, how can I serve other people? Right. So I've been so addicted to to the gym. Like almost every day I go to the gym, no matter how, like even at night
You
after
go there.
work
Yeah.
or after I drop off Mara to dance, I go to the gym first, or I come home, I get ready, or I don't know, but it's just been my focus, and I know journaling is one thing
It's
too
one.
that I'm
Yes.
slowly getting better at it, and I just love it when
But
you
I think MJ,
yeah.
it's about finding what works for you,
Mm-hmm.
because there will be different circumstances and different. For example, I run
Mm-hmm.
because that is therapeutic for me, and I find I find joy in doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and you are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But find what is suitable, what works for you, but find one. Don't just leave yourself draining and not infusing with new forms of energy.
That's
That's
right.
why it's even easier. I tell people it's easy if you find this easier and it will help. Tell yourself, I like myself, and do that 100 times and really count it every morning. That's all you need to do. It's infusing energy. Find something that will infuse, because you use energy every day. So you infuse new energy, but the energy that is intentional, the kind of energy that you want.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, the simplest and best thing that you can start with is doing meditation. I'm not kidding. 10 minutes of that meditation every day goes by so fast. Like before you get out of bed, you may be lying in bed or sitting up, or even before you go to sleep. It just feels so good when you're doing that. I mean, it's like you feel the energy that's coming and flowing into you when you do even just a simple meditation every day. Start with one thing. It doesn't have to be big. Again, talking about refueling and replacing and refreshing yourself, you don't have to do big things. You can just start with one small thing.
Yes.
And progress is progress, no matter how
Small.
small, no matter how
Yeah, I
small,
know.
you're doing something and it makes you feel good. Then your dopamine is
Is high.
yeah, is high, and then you just feel
Yes, you
good.
have high doses of dopamine if
Yes,
you feel
yes.
good about what you did. And
Hmm.
not just dopamine, but there's another hormone that is produced by your body naturally when you feel good about accomplishing something, and that is serotonin.
Hmm.
Serotonin is when you're moving, right?
Hmm.
And endorphin is when you're having fun while you're moving. So
Hmm.
it's a cocktail. And if you
Hmm.
do that, you feel good. Because you feel good, you want to do that over again. And when
Hmm.
you do that over and over again, in a year's time, you will no longer recognize who you are, because you've changed a lot. That's 365% of changes if you just do that 1% at a time
Every
every day.
day. That's right.
So
That's
this,
no wonder I'm getting addicted to working out because really it
yes,
produces
it,
all those good hormones.
it it
Yeah.
it cocktails it, it
Mm-hmm.
combines it, so there's a combo meal
Yeah.
that your body is enjoying having, and that's really very important for us,
And
especially.
other than feeling good about yourself, I've met a lot of people too. I am connecting with new friends. Like in fact, my personal trainer also is, I mean, goes to the same church that I go to. So every Sunday when she sees me, she comes and hugs me. So it's so good because you're not just building yourself and taking care of your health and your wellness, but you're meeting people that are helping you
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your journey.
you
And
start to attract them because
yes.
you're in that vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I think a lot of us are having a hard time achieving something or thinking about achieving something, because and we stop before we can even start, is because we think that it's difficult and it's so huge and it's so
Yeah.
big.
No, not necessarily. Again, as I said, you can start with one simple thing, and that simple thing can become, or it can become or multiply into other things.
It
It can
does.
birth
We have
other
this.
things that
We
you
have
can.
this sidekick law, I would call it, the law of compounding effect.
Yes.
Because the compounding effect is a little bit, but a
Mm-hmm.
little bit done
Mm-hmm.
every single day
Mm-hmm.
compounds it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually used in the finance sector. They
But it
compound it.
applies, yeah, to
Yes,
everything.
in life. Yeah.
That's right. Because the more things that you do that are are serving you or doing good for you and all that, it has a great effect on you. And then that great effect, it goes to your family, it goes to your friends, it goes to your circle. They
Yes.
feel it.
And it expands.
Yes.
It expands.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking about so many things, right,
We
Dr.
are.
Rich?
We are.
It's so exciting. That's the beauty of doing it like this, because
Yes.
you just, we don't even have a plan. We do have a guide, but we even go
And
out of it,
I
we
think what
still
it is
relate.
really,
Yeah.
MJ, is that the energy can just give you all those kinds of insights, and you just
Mm-hmm.
meet there's a meeting of the mind, and
Mm-hmm.
they just come in there and expound. It's called synergy, if you would. Synergy is not 1 + 1 = 2. That's mathematics.
Uh-huh.
It's not 1 + 1 = 2.5 or
Mm-hmm.
even three,
Mm-hmm.
because that is like what physics. It is quantum,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that synergy is 1 + 1 = 3,000 and more. That's what happens when you have a person that's surrounded with another person that has the same vibration. They can just achieve a lot more than just one person by himself. So it's very
Yes.
important for us, as far as being intentional, and keeping our energy in that level of vibration, to be surrounded with the people that are in the same vibration. Because really, what makes people what not achieve as much as they can is because of the surroundings that they are
Mm-hmm.
in. They tend to stay where it's a toxic environment. When you feel that it's a toxic environment, run away from it, and make sure that you go into the to an environment where you are being welcomed, that you can flourish.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of person that you are is usually determined by the kind of the five people that
That
you
you
are
hang out
surrounded
with.
with. Yes.
And it's so good,
That's
as you
so.
are talking about that. That's why it's so important to be part of a community.
Yeah.
But then again, you have to choose that community, because amongst those people in that community that have the same vibration, if you put all those together, you become a very powerful force that can actually really make a difference in this world. It's so neat, it's so amazing when you try to connect with the people that actually have the same vibration. And it's not that you don't want to be with those people that have a lower vibration, but if you become a collective people that want to make a difference and change the vibration in those areas that don't have that type of vibration, it's best to become or belong to a
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And I am so blessed. When I went to this Jan Maxwell event, I've met people again. And every time you meet someone, it's just so good that you feel connected no matter how far you are from each other. Because I'm not kidding, Dr. Rich. There were Filipino Americans, there were Filipinos who came from the Philippines, they came to attend the event. There were people that came from Dubai. I want to say hi to them. Yeah, I just love it. Where I've met this group of people that we have the same passion and goal in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
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 So sometimes it feels like it's a lonely path to tread, because the higher you go, the higher the vibration is, the less the number of people are there. And
Mm-hmm.
that is why I always say, and that's why you are a leader, and that's why they're a follower, because they don't stay there in that vibration. If they're in that vibration, they will also experience what you're experiencing. And since you are there, then you know that there is a disparity of the kind of vibration we are. If you want to just be a follower, then be the follower. If you want to be a leader, you have to get out of that in
Mm-hmm.
order to get to the point where you want. But when you are there, you can just, okay, I want to be the president of my company tomorrow. Maybe you could just say that, but will it happen? It's because you're still there, right? You
Mm-hmm.
start now. You start thinking and feeling and being while you're there, and eventually doors will open to put you up there because you're not for there. Your vibration is higher, and you're naturally going up because that's where you're going.
And
Now,
it's a process.
it is a
It is a
process, and
process.
it will
You
happen.
keep
The process,
elevating.
the
Yes.
process will open because you're feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
But I'd
Again,
like to,
we have to again talk
yes.
about your
Oh,
speaking engagement.
okay.
Yes.
We are. I am going to Becker's. As you can tell, the
Yeah.
Becker's annual meeting, 15th this year, will be in April 28 to May 1 in where's that?
Chicago.
Chicago, Hyatt Regency in Chicago. I'm talking about the future of social determinants of health, where community hospitals fit. And I'll be there along with 3,000 plus executive level attendees,
Mm-hmm.
over 200 sessions. So if you are there attending, I'd like to say hi. I'd like to say hi for you. Please approach me. And if you are in my sessions, please come to the front and I'll talk to you. There will be signing of notes. There will be giving of notes. There'll be questions and answers. We'll be talking about a lot of things, especially that this convention is
Mm-hmm.
one of its kind, but also heavily for this time they are talking a lot about AI, MJ.
Whoa, AI is the
Artificial
thing. Oh
intelligence.
yeah.
Yes, they're talking a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, that's part of what I'm talking about. Every month
Mm-hmm.
for the last how many months already, I think it's for one full year, they ask us a
Mm-hmm.
question and we write an article about it. Every month we write an article. It's like 72 executives that's writing. And I, I'm I'm fortunate to be part of that. So I took it as a privilege to be able to share about AI. So
Mm-hmm.
you will hear me talk about AI too in this
Oh,
particular
that's
topic.
great. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
That's really cool. And also, I want to take this opportunity as well because the Philippine Nurses Association of Metro Houston is having the spring seminar on March 29th. So, for all the nurses or to all the nurses out there, attend this great seminar. I mean, you'll earn CEs. I'm also going to be one of the speakers there. So,
Wow, wow.
yes, and I'm speaking about navigating the journey of caregivers for Alzheimer's patients. So if you want to learn about that, because I think we're promoting about, there's a crusade on Alzheimer's disease, how it's affecting our community, the families, caregivers, and all that. And I'm going to speak about that. So March 29th, I'm inviting everyone for the Philippine Nurses Association Metro Houston Spring Seminar. It's going to be held at Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. In Houston.
in Houston. Yes,
That's awesome.
Houston.
MJ, we ran out of time. It's great to having you in the show today. I'm sure our viewers and our followers are having a great time. Any last minute announcement to our audience?
Well, that's it for the announcement. But again, Beyond Health and Wellness is a show that cares about you. So keep following, keep watching Dr. Rich. You are learning a lot. We learn a lot from all his episodes. So please continue to support Beyond Health and Wellness with Dr. Rich. Plus, of course, I want to plug in my show, not Beyond, sorry, Be Bold, Why Not? Every Monday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Thank
So
you for
thank
being with
you.
us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye
All
bye
right.
for now. See you next time.
Okay, good night.